Hello guys, today I'm going to be doing a different kind of video today. Today I'm going to be doing a tips and tricks video. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a tips and tricks video. And I'm going to just be giving tips about innocent sheriff and murder that I use to make me a better player. Now, I'm going to try to not use tips that a bunch of people have already used because then you're just hearing the same thing over and over. So since we're innocent, I guess I'm just gonna start with innocent. For innocent, there's definitely staying away from everyone, but there's also it's kind of hard because some people target and some people just are coming at you and you won't see it because you're worried about something else. So what I like to do is I try to go for beach balls, or I stay in a part of the map that no one really goes in when I'm collecting beach balls. Or if I'm not collecting beach balls, then I'll just try to not really stay away from everyone, but just make sure that I'm not in a huge group. And if someone is chasing me or they're acting a little bit sus, then I'm not gonna go that way and I'm gonna run away from them. Also, don't go to places where you see a bunch of dead bodies, because that probably means that the murderer is around there. She's actually right out there, so I'm not gonna go out there. But those are tips for innocent. Also for hero wins, when the gun drops, I mean, don't go for it if you already see 10 other people going for it, because trust me, if you get it, you are lucky and that whole group is probably gonna die. So I would just focus on either going to a different side of the map and then waiting for them to follow you, or making sure that you're doing it with one or two people and not everybody. So that's that. Another thing for hiding, I do not hide, because if the murderer finds me, and some people do use x-ray, that's just you're already dead. So I don't like to hide, and also hiding gets really boring and it's almost like you're not even playing the game anymore. So I personally don't like to hide, and I just think it's not that I just don't think it's worth it. So that's that. But those are basically all my tips for innocent. Innocent is kind of just you're free to do anything, but those are the tips that I like to follow to try not to die or to try to get the gun or stuff like that. Okay, and I just fell, so I'm probably just gonna go back inside. Oh, and if the murderer is chasing you, if you don't know how to juke and they're following you, just try to go through a bunch of rooms to try and trick the murderer. And that's that, because there's always juking, but not everyone knows how to juke, so running away from the murderer is the best option. So yeah. Okay, so I think for my next topic, I'm gonna do murderer, because I feel like that's more of a common role. I don't know. For me it is. I feel like I get murderer more. I mean, it depends, but still. For murderer, there's a bunch of tips to go over, but I mean, make sure never walk in a straight line, because if you walk in a straight line or even jump in a straight line, then they will have a higher chance of shooting you. I feel like jumping is okay, and I feel like I don't even jump enough as I should. I do not jump a lot when I murder, but if you do jump, then make sure it's over boxes or something, because that would be harder to hit. But for when it's mansion and there's a teensy tiny space, don't go in between, because then that'll be easy to shoot too. Definitely throw, if they're out of reach and you know your knife's not going to be able to stab them, just take your chance and throw until you're close enough, because a mistake that people make a lot is they will just keep on stabbing until it gets them, and that's how you get shot. So I recommend just throwing your knife and hoping it hits. Not hoping it hits, because aiming is kind of if they see you about to throw your knife, they're most likely gonna jump. So I say aim a bit higher. but that's just me. I'm not trying to get shot by this guy, but still. Also, when it comes to murder and like there's everybody scattered everywhere and it's like a big map, I say just focus on someone or I say focus on one person or a group that has like multiple people. Like say for example, like there's like a couple people this way and then a huge group that went that way. Now there is a high chance that the sheriff might have went that way, but I suggest that you still go that way because you're still probably going to be managed to kill some innocents. Also, please do not go into skinny hallways. That just, it doesn't work. And unless you're really like good with your movements and their aim is just going somewhere else, I would not go into a skinny hallway because that is just, you're just waiting, you're just giving up at that point. Like, there's always not wall camping, but you can always throw the knife and then hide behind the wall and then hope that it hits them. That is a good strategy. But also, this is a big one for Mansion because I know it happens on Mansion a lot. Never walk in a straight line even if there's no one there, because some people like to pop out like from behind the wall and then shoot you. Like they wait for you to get close enough. I have this happen to me so many times. So still don't walk in a straight line even when that happens. Because even if they miss, they're still like gonna be chasing you into the hallway. Also, for Mansion, if you're just like continuing like chasing a person, then I suggest that you stop going that way and you either turn around or you go into one of like the rooms, like that one hallway that like the stairs lead to, that one room, you know. Just don't keep following them in that same path, or just go for someone else if there is anyone else. But yeah. Anyway, so now we're gonna move on to Sheriff because I literally am Sheriff. Anyway, so one thing that is really big is stay calm, because I sometimes stress when I get Sheriff and I'm just like shooting everywhere, and that is not very good, because if you're just shooting everywhere, the chances of your bullets actually hitting are not that like, I guess they could, but then like the chances are not that high. So I suggest that that didn't even hit. But I suggest that you don't just shoot random shots at people. You actually stop and take the time to actually aim. Also, another thing is, also don't walk in a straight line, because I know the knife, like they throw knives everywhere. So yeah. Also, another thing is, don't let people get close enough, because they will stab you. And sometimes hitboxes are big, so even if they're coming at you and you still want to stay inside and not go like inside, or you don't want to go outside, you have a better chance going to where the person is leading you, other than dying, because you never know, you might get the shot or something. So never just like, unless you're good at juking, but still, I personally like would just go like into a hallway or something. Also, if you are in a hallway and they're like jumping around everywhere, I would wait for them to jump into the middle and always like just aim at the middle, unless they are staying to one certain side of the hallway. I would just like try to aim towards the middle, because they're eventually going to go to the middle of the hallway. Okay, who killed me? Who killed me? Is it, I think a hacker, is it? No, that guy was it. How did that guy die then? I don't know. I completed the battle pass. I just don't have the sunset knife, but that's okay. Anyway, some more tips when you're Sheriff. I mean, when you're aiming at someone and they're like barely in the picture, I would wait until like you can see their whole body, because you know, some people might like go back behind the wall or something. And that's another thing for wall campers. If you know that you can't hit a shot, then don't keep wall camping. Just like go around and try to meet them on the other side, because sometimes people stay there and you may like, you can get the shot and when they least expect it. So, you know, throw a knife and then shoot like a bullet, quickly go around the map, and then, you know, you might be able to make it in enough time. Also, when you're sheriff, like, make sure you know where the murderer is going. Like, always keep track of them so you know where not to go. Just in case they, like, are hiding behind something. Or, like, mansion, there's so many walls to hide behind, so, you know, that's that. Also, if someone's, like, speed glitching or, like, spam jumping, then if spam jumping is, like, it's the same pattern, so, like, I recommend aiming just in the middle or up high and, like, really make sure that they're, like, and then shoot them while they're jumping up. That's a thing you could do. Or just aim towards the middle, like, and then wait for them to fall down and then shoot them. There's a lot of ways to shoot spam jumpers. And if they're, like, going side to side and doing all that, then I would just, like, aim, I don't want to say, like, aim in the middle, but predicting where they're gonna go is a big thing. And not only will you predict where they're gonna go, but you're still gonna do the whole, like, aim up, you know, because they're still spam jumping. So you're not really just predicting where they're gonna go, you're also, like, still having that same, like, shooting up high when they jump or waiting till they go down movement, because you're still gonna be doing that. For speed glitchers, speed glitchers are so annoying to me, and I die by speed glitchers all the time. But when they're speed glitching towards you, I know they're going fast, but wait till they're kind of in, like, a straight line, because then you can shoot them. If they're going all over the place, I suggest, like, running away while trying to get shots. Like, just try to, like, that's when I say, like, juking is the best method, because, like, if they're sprinting towards you, just try to go around objects, jump on a bunch of stuff, so they won't, like, be able to get you and you have more time to shoot them. That's that for speed glitchers. But, oh shoot. I know not everybody knows how to juke, but juking is a big part and it will help you get out of a lot of stuff, especially speed glitchers. So, that's what I kind of like to do. Now, you don't have to master it. It doesn't even really have to be juking. It can just be, like, jumping off these boxes or something like that. Just trying to get away from them and then trying to shoot them again. And yeah, so just stay calm. It's okay to die, you know, like, people die all the time. I die all the time. But those are just some of the tips that I use to, you know, survive. Anyway, I hope you guys liked today's video. I might make a part 2 of, like, you know, like, campers and stuff like that. But this is my tips and tricks video for now. Anyway, bye!